Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Ganyan, thank you for stopping by. Today we're talking about Borderlands the pre-sequel and some of the things connected to it. If you know me or you know my channel, you know that I started from Borderlands videos and I love the Borderlands series. But I haven't made a video about it in a while because there's nothing to talk about basically. But lately I've been going back to some of the older games and I've been really having a lot of fun with them. So I wanted to talk about the pre-sequel today, but before I start, I want to mention if you like the video, please like it, share it, subscribe, whatever you want to do because it really helps out the channel and only 2% of my viewers are subscribed, so it would be really much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So in case you never heard or played the pre-sequel, it came out after Borderlands 2 but before Borderlands 3, and as the name suggests, the story takes place before Borderlands 2. So the story takes place between Borderlands 1 and 2, and it's the story about how Handsome Jack became Handsome Jack, how the villains became the villains in Borderlands 2. It's a pre-sequel. That's what the story focuses on. It takes place on Elpis, the moon of Pandora, so it's not on the same planet as Borderlands 2, but it takes place on one planet, one moon, so it's not like Borderlands 3 with the planet traveling and stuff, which really helps the game be more focused and makes it just take place in a consistent place with consistent enemies and consistent ideas. And I really think that's a big benefit of the game, that it takes place in one place, on one planet. I think that Borderlands 3 missed the mark on that thing, that it just was too scattered in some areas. So I'm really glad that this game is just one place. But it has the old style of gameplay, like Borderlands 2, so it's not the new smooth movement like Borderlands 3, but arguably you can say that Borderlands 2 is very smooth and holds up today as well. For me personally, I really think it holds up just perfectly. It's not as many options of movement as modern games do, but it is smooth in my humble opinion at least. So I really do enjoy that. I know that I am getting into a lot of different topics and a lot of different ideas, but I really do have a lot to say about this game and I really do enjoy it. But keep in mind, as usual, I'm just speaking as a fan. I'm not an expert, I'm not a game developer, I'm not a 10-year veteran of the Borderlands series, I'm only like 7 years in. So, again, just remember, I am a fan and all of what I say in this video is just fan stuff. So let me know what you think when you do finish the video down in the comments. And other than that, I want to talk about the gameplay of this game. The Vault Hunters in this game are all unique, they're all villains from Borderlands. You have 6 villains total, and my favorite of them is Timothy, that I love to play as, and I really do enjoy the gameplay style of each different one and how it changes between them. And what I mean by that is that every Vault Hunter has a very different and unique skill tree, which was one of my main problems with Wonderlands, that each character had only one skill tree that you can mix with another one, which results in just very basic skill trees with not a lot of skills, and each character more or less feels the same to me in Wonderlands. They are unique, but they feel pretty much the same, at least in my opinion. In the pre-sequel, because every character has a fleshed out skill tree, I really think that really helps out the game, just like it did in Borderlands 2. But even on top of that, they made the little changes that I really love. For example, Wilhelm, one of the Vault Hunters, who by the time Borderlands 2 happens is a cyborg. So if you play as him in the pre-sequel, you start as just a normal guy, and as you get new skills that add cybernetics to him, you can actually see the change in his body in both gameplay and in the whole inventory system. You can see the new cybernetics he puts on himself. And I really think that's a cool touch and I really do love it. And that connects to how just the characters change the gameplay as a whole. One of my problems with Borderlands 3 is that the replayability isn't really there. There isn't really that big of a reason to replay the game, but in the pre-sequel, other than the new loot that you can get, of course, you can get different dialogue in this game, which is a really unique thing in Borderlands. I don't think any other game did it except the pre-sequel. Correct me if I'm wrong, but in this game, when you play different characters, other characters talk to you differently. So there are actual unique voice lines. The characters will actually mention you by your name, by the character you play. It won't just be like Vault Hunter or whatever it is, some generic term. It will be your actual name and they will talk different. And I really think that's a really Really good touch, especially for replayability, and I really do appreciate it. Another subject I wanted to touch on is the DLCs for the game. One of them is an arena style DLC, which isn't that important. I think it's like a side DLC, so it's not even worth to go really into, but it's a fun addition, I guess. The DLC I want to talk about is the Kleptastic Voyage, which is just hands down one of the best DLCs in the Borderlands series as a whole. The only DLC that I think is better than it is Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep, and that's really high praise from a Borderlands player. So the DLC is really long, it's really fun, has a lot of loot, has a whole new rarity, which is something we don't see. We don't see that in any other Borderlands game, maybe in 2 I think, but it's a new rarity in the DLC that you can get just from the DLC. They're called glitch weapons, and you can get these guns just by playing the DLC, and it's a whole new rarity to play with. And I really love that, and I really do think it's a good thing to add to the game. That's how DLCs should be done. It's a good story, good location, unique ideas, new loot, new rarity of loot, and we haven't seen a DLC this in depth since then. Since that DLC, we haven't seen anything come close to it even, in both Borderlands 3 and in Wonderlands, if you want to count that as DLC. But yeah, we haven't seen anything even close to it since then. I really do love this DLC, so if you played pre-sequel but you never touched the DLC, I implore you to go back and play it because it's really fun. Now, what about the location itself? Elpis, the moon. Some people, I saw comments about it and reviews that they say it's not as unique as Pandora, which I do agree with. It has very similar locations at some points, but also on top of that, and little spoilers here, you can go to the Helios space station, the base of Hyperion next to Pandora, and that really presents even more unique locations. There is a zoo on the space station, there's corporate offices, so it adds to the variety in the game, and I really think the game has varied locations and varied enemies. I'm pretty sure it has more enemy variances than Wonderlands. Not more than Borderlands 3 or Borderlands 2, by a long shot, not more. But it does have more than Wonderlands, which it's a 10-year margin between the two games, almost, something like that. And this game having so much more variety than modern Wonderlands, I think that's a shame on Gearbox, and I really think that shouldn't be accepted, but it is what it is. This game has a lot of variety, that's my point here, and it has a lot of enemies, a lot of locations, a lot of different loot you can play with. And the characters are unique, and I really do love everything connected with this game, and I didn't even mention the low gravity. It's a whole system in the game that the game takes place on a moon, so the gravity isn't as strong as on Pandora, so you have to play in low gravity, and you get these jetpack things that also add to your loot collection, and they have unique benefits and, modifications and whatnot. And that's an even more bigger layer on the whole loot system in this game. So you might be asking yourself, if the game is so good and it has so many things, then why do people not like it? Why isn't it as famous as Borderlands 2? And my point here is that it just wasn't as big. It's a side game, it's made by a different studio, not Gearbox. It's made some Gearbox Australia or something, a studio that closed down. It's meant to be a side game, it's the pre-sequel. And people really expected this game to be basically Borderlands 3. It came out almost at the same time as Destiny did, so people really expected this game to be big and basically Borderlands 3, like I said. And it wasn't, it's a side game. Borderlands 3 was still in the works at that time. So people really were salty about this game, and I really think that's the reason that it wasn't as accepted as Borderlands 2 or 3. Because if you compare it to Wonderlands, which also is a side game, just like the pre-sequel is, this game has so much more stuff than Wonderlands. It has better DLCs, it has better gameplay, more places to see in the game. It's just a better game overall, and of course a better story. So I really think that's the main reason that people didn't connect to this game, and I really think that's a shame. Most people who play Borderlands nowadays either play the newest one, meaning Wonderlands, or Borderlands 3 or 2, the big ones. And no one talks about the pre-sequel, and I really think that's a shame, and that's my whole point with this video. That I think more people should know about the pre-sequel, more people should go back to play it in case they missed out on it, or more people should just appreciate it in general. But let me know, what do you think? Did you play it? Do you wanna play it? Do you even know what Borderlands is? I'm assuming if you made it this far into the video, then you do. So, Yeah, thank you for watching. But other than that, it's just a quick video about Wonderlands, about the pre-sequel I mean, and I have nothing else to say for now. Let me know what you want to hear about, what kind of videos do you want me to make, Borderlands, other games, whatever it is. Let me know down in the comments. As usual, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe. Other videos are on screen right now that you can enjoy from the channel. And other than that, have a nice day.